Imagine being born into a world that tells you you are worth less than others. A world where even your shadow is considered impure. A little boy, with torn clothes and empty hands, sits alone on the wet floor of a classroom. The other children laugh, the teacher scolds, and the world looks away. But in the heart of this boy burns a fire. A fire that refuses to bow, refuses to break, refuses to accept injustice. Sit with me and be patient as we uncover the life of the boy who dared to dream. The boy who fought centuries of cruelty and became the architect of India's constitution. This is the story of Dr. BhimravAmbedkar, a story of courage, struggle, and unstoppable hope. The story begins in a small dusty town called Mho, in Madhya Pradesh. It is the year 1891, and the British rule covers India like a shadow. In a simple house, a baby boy cries for the first time. His name is BhimravAmbedkar. No one knows that this tiny child, born in a so-called untouchable family, will one day write the destiny of millions. His father, Ramji Satpal, works in the army. He is strict but values education. His mother, Bhimabai, is gentle and loving. She tells little Bhim stories from the Ramayana and Mahabharata. But even in those stories, Bhim feels one thing: why are some people treated as less than others? When Bhim is still a child, his father is transferred often. In every new place, one truth follows them: untouchability. In school, Bhim sits on the floor, away from the others. He cannot touch the water pot. If he is thirsty, he must wait until someone from a higher caste pours water for him. Sometimes no one does. He looks at the water pot, so close, yet so far, and wonders, why can't I drink it myself? What crime have I done? One day, it rains heavily, and the teacher allows the students to move their mats inside. But Bhim's mat stays outside. The floor is wet. The teacher says, let him stay there. That day, little Bhim learns his first big lesson: injustice can begin early, but it must not end there. Years pass. Bhim studies harder than anyone else. He reads under street lamps when there is no light at home. He walks miles to school because no one gives him a ride. He believes one thing deeply: education is the weapon of freedom. After finishing school, Bhim gets admission to Elphinstone College, Bombay, a rare achievement for someone of his background. The people in his community celebrate as if a miracle has happened. But Bhim does not stop there. His hunger for knowledge grows stronger. In 1913, a golden opportunity arrives. The Maharaja of Baroda offers a scholarship to Bhim to study abroad. Destination: Columbia University, New York. It is his first journey outside India. When he boards the ship, the waves seem to whisper, "The boy who was denied water will one day quench the thirst of justice." In America, Bhim feels something new: freedom. No one stops him from entering a library. No one refuses to sit beside him. He studies day and night, earning his master's and then a PhD in economics. His professors admire his brilliance and his honesty. He learns about equality, liberty, and human rights, ideas that later shape modern India. After Columbia, Bhim goes to London School of Economics. Again, he faces poverty. He eats little, sleeps less, but studies with passion. He even works part-time to pay for his books. At one point, his scholarship ends, and he is forced to return to India, but he promises himself, "I will come back and finish what I started." And he does. Back in India, the Baroda Maharaja gives him a government job. Bhim arrives full of hope. He wants to serve his country. But the reality hits him again. No one in the office speaks to him. His papers are left untouched. No one shares water or food. They whisper, "He's an untouchable." The same humiliation he faced as a child returns like a wound reopening. After weeks of silent pain, Bhim resigns. He moves to Bombay and starts teaching, writing, and organizing meetings. He begins to raise his voice for the rights of the Dalits, the oppressed people of India. He says boldly, "We were not born to be inferior. We were made inferior by society. And what society has made, society can change." His words light a fire in millions of hearts. Then comes a turning point, the Mahad Satyagraha in 1927. Bhim leads thousands to the Chavdar tank, where Dalits are forbidden to draw water. He stands tall, walks to the tank, and touches the water, breaking centuries of discrimination. It is not just water that flows that day, it is dignity. But the upper castes react violently. The mob destroys homes, attacks people. Yet Bhim stands firm, saying, "They can burn our hearts, but not our hope." He now becomes Dr. Ambedkar, a voice too powerful to silence. He writes, speaks, and argues that India cannot be free if millions remain slaves under caste. In 1930, he represents the Dalits at the Round Table Conference in London. He faces British officials and Indian leaders alike. He speaks calmly but fearlessly, demanding political rights and social equality. The world listens. Later, when India moves toward independence, Ambedkar is invited to lead the Constitution Drafting Committee. He accepts, knowing this is his life's mission. For months, he works tirelessly, writing, revising, and shaping every word. He says, "We are going to enter a life of contradictions. In politics, we will have equality, but in social and economic life, we will have inequality. If we continue with this contradiction, our democracy will be in danger." On 26 January 1950, India adopts its constitution, one that gives equal rights to every citizen, regardless of caste, creed, or gender. The same child who once could not drink water from a pot has now given his people the right to live with dignity. But the journey is not easy. Years of struggle, stress, and discrimination take a toll on his health. He continues to write books like Annihilation of Caste, Who Were the Shudras, and The Buddha and His Dhamma. Each page is a revolution in words. In his final years, Ambedkar turns to Buddhism, the path of peace and equality. On 14th October 1956, in Nagpur, he embraces Buddhism along with 500,000 followers. That day, he feels free not just as a man but as a soul. Just a few weeks later, on 6th December 1956, the great leader breathes his last in Delhi. The nation mourns. But as his body rests, his spirit rises stronger than ever. Today, his statue stands tall in villages and cities across India. Children learn his name. People light candles and remember his words. Cultivation of mind should be the ultimate aim of human existence. Dr. Bhimrav Ambedkar's life is not just a story of one man. It is the story of every person who dared to dream despite pain, who fought when silence was safer, who rose from dust and became light. He proved that greatness is not given by birth, it is earned by courage. So whenever you face injustice or doubt your worth, remember the little boy from Ho, who had nothing, no power, no privilege, yet changed everything. Because true revolution begins not in the streets, but in the soul.